Sure.
with your brother to take over the leadership that's coming to
Yeah.
lead this company. So what are the joys and challenges of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, especially being a twin, I think, if we were brothers or, at different ages, but I think being a twin, being always compared to each other, in competition with one another from a very young age throughout, and then people obviously we look alike, obviously. So it's challenging in the respect that we think a lot alike similarly in terms of things and different approach to things. So kind of figuring out a game plan in terms of what are our strengths and weaknesses, and where and we're still evolving in that role and determining, what the future is going to be and what we're going to work at between the two of us, and how things will be divided, or not divided, but responsibility is divided, and it's a constant try and reorganize and kind of regroup, but kind of thing. And so it's been challenging. We've had some arguments the two of us have had arguments over time, but it's in any kind of plan where you're working with a family member, you're both devoted to the business and want to continue in your father's legacy, that you want to make it the best possible. That I think it makes us work even harder to do that. So
it's interesting to me, especially having, we've talked a lot over the past few years, but definitely that relationships with people seem to really drive the type of accounting that you wanted to do. And I think that's a really admirable thing, that it's not just the premier quality of the work that you saw that your dad and this company, the firm, was putting out. It was the relationships that he was creating with clients that you admired, and you want to continue for as long as you can.
I mean, he's always, he wants clients to call and to ask the question, and I think the sooner we're involved with situations and thoughts that cross an entrepreneur's mind, a business owner's mind, the better work we can do for them. And did you think about this? Did you think about that? Again, going back to succession planning, what's the plan in place for, again, we talked about basis and taxes and other things like that, but just from the experience from him personally, just being involved in the succession planning with sons and now involved in the business, the trials and tribulations of what that entails, and kind of going from there. So I think, that's a key aspect of it as well.
It seems to me that the succession planning, especially for Lashek CPA, but I'm sure for other business owners as well, but is one that is with a focus for your family and employees and the longevity of the organization. But you're very much a part of the succession plan of every family and business that you're helping, because you're being there.
Sure, and
for
I think
the long run,
and the involvement that we have with clients. I mean, a lot of times from the financial aspect of things, we know more than the business owner. So we're involved in that aspect of things, and I've seen in the time that I've been here that if something unfortunate happens, they fall back on my father or us to be involved in to helping make the right decision, or to guide them in making what's the right decision, getting the information for them, knowing what questions to ask. And I think that's why our involvement is so important. That of all of our employees here, that the more we're involved, the better job we can do, the more questions we can ask, the more information we can get. Because we're not experts in everything, but I think we're knowledgeable enough in certain aspects. Social Security, for instance. I'm not an expert in Social Security, but when I read something, I can ask the questions, and we try to make sense of it for the client, and kind of work through there and kind of explain the options for them, and kind of call Social Security and ask the questions, and then explain it to the client. It's that kind of thing that I think the value that we add in being involved with, as hands-on we are with our clients, that we add, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. And if you can rely upon us to get the information and trust us to get the information, and we deliver that, then I think that's a value both to you and to us.
As hands-on as you are, with your clients, with their businesses, you're just as hands-on and involved with the governmental entities and agencies that have to. And that's something that doesn't obviously happen overnight.
No, I mean, I think we have key contacts, whether with the state of Indiana or state of Illinois, and when we have a question, we kind of just contact them, and they've I think see the value that we trying to bring to our clients, and trying to do the best for everything, and follow the law, and kind of work from there, so that when a situation arises and we're not sure of the right answer, we have a kind of basis we can call on those people to kind of provide additional guidance and confirm with what we're thinking. And I think that's a valuable option in terms of if we meet a new client, we see a situation, we might not know the answer right away. We can do the research. We do the research, and then we kind of reach out to those contacts we have at the governmental entities to kind of confirm or offer a different insight into something that might be helpful. So.
And then when you have this decades old business, that sometimes you're taking on clients that have IRS issues.
Sure.
And, you have those relationships, that visibility.
Mm-hmm.
That there's a level of professionalism and respect that's built over
exactly.
time.
I think developing the relationships, and I think you see that our firm is highly regarded in terms of the quality of the work and what we do and helping our clients and following the letter of the law and making the right decisions for our clients. That if audit's going to happen, it's inevitable. You could be doing nothing wrong, and they audit. That's their job, is they go out and make sure people are following the letter of the law. But I've seen just from when I started with my father that auditors come in, but he's worked with them for however long a time, and they know the reputation of the business, and the audit goes smoothly because they know we dot the I's and cross the T's and get the information that we want. Because I think a lot of times it's a matter of getting, I think, auditors and individuals, if you can make their job easier, it makes the audit go that much better, and you can work with them. And if with how hands-on we are, we know what information we need, and we can answer those questions for our clients. And kind of, because when somebody gets a notice in the mail saying they're being audited, I think the issue, obviously, your blood pressure goes up, because you don't know what's going to happen, what's going to go. But that's why we always say, let us help you handle that situation. We'll make it easier on you. We know your situation. We know what information we know what information we provide. We can answer the questions for you and help you guide you along that process.
Yeah, and you can really break down what is the IRS looking for exactly, and we have that information.
Exactly.
Information is power.
Yeah.
We say it.
Yes.
Having the right CPA as well.
Yeah.
What do you hope now with a family of your own? And you guys you're here, you're back,
mm-hmm.
you're invested in the community.
Sure.
Do you hope that your kids, step into the business one day?
I mean, I think it'd be nice to work with my kids. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, they're young, so I think they have an idea of what Dad does, but they're my oldest, I should say, has an idea of what Dad does, but I don't think he still wants to be a fireman or policeman or whatever. So I think I would take the same approach that my dad took with me. Find out what you like, and if it's business related, if it's not business related, go from there. I'm not going to pressure you into doing whatever you want. If you could be a professional baseball player and do that, more power to you. That's what I want you to do. So I think I would love to work with my son. I have two sons right now, both boys, but I don't know if what's in the cards for them, and they're still young, and who knows what their profession's gonna be like, and when they're coming out of college and ready to do that kind of thing. So it might be attractive to them, might not, but.
So your succession plan is variable for what you want to do. You want to leave something valuable
mm-hmm.
when you're not here for your family, whether
right.
that's the business that they're involved in, or
right.
maybe it's sold or passed on to someone else, and it's
right.
Financially they can invest in something else,
right?
There's
and I think I think from our perspective with how involved we are with our clients, the succession plan has to be in place also to keep in mind not only what's best for the family, but what's also best for our clients. What's gonna put them in the best situation going forward, and what's gonna continue the level of service that they've come accustomed to, and being confident that whoever it is that's going to succeed can continue to offer that level of service to them.
I mean, in your mind, is Lashak CPA still here in 40 more years?
Yeah, I think I don't know whether it's going to be this office or a different office. I think I'll still be sitting here doing what I'm doing now.
Joe's probably still going to be here if he knows the kids are coming.
Exactly.
The grandkids, that'll re-energize him again.
But I think I'm fully dedicated to the future of this business and kind of continue to help it grow and continue to serve the community and the clients and grow the business and find employees that continue to share the same mindset that we do and continue with everybody here that continue to be a valued member of this community and continue to offer service and peace of mind to people and go forward from there.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Oh,